Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from Honest Adonis.
Do any other girls get offended when, ugly men try to approach you? I'm saying that with my full chest, yes.
Why do only ugly guys keep approaching you? I mean, you do legit have a nose like a hood ornament. I mean, it protrudes from your face. Good Lord, you've got a Zeppelin nose. Bro, you got a for the love of humanity nose.
The men from back in the day were worse than the men from today.
I agree. The men from back in the day was way worse than the men from today. Not that far back? Okay.
No.
I agree. The men from back in the day is way not
Maybe
them
not
either.
that far back either.
What man are you talking about, lady?
And I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican, so I can talk about what happens in Puerto Rico. I can talk about what happens in the Dominican Republic. And I can assume, because we're not all that much different, that these same things happen.
You don't have to be from some particular place to talk about some particular thing, by the way.
In other places like Peru and Mexico and Chile and Ecuador and everywhere else wherever their nasty men were at.
Well, before we finish with what this angry lady got to talk about, I just got to interject with this.
I found coochie in Vietnam. I also found the coochie tunnels. I think we should go deep in the coochie tunnels to explore the depths of coochie.
I agree wholeheartedly. Having said that, I'd have to echo the sentiments of my man Red from Chow Time Pot when he exclaimed,
What do you think about age gap relationships? Because recently here in the Dominican Republic, you've been seeing on social media, on podcasts, ever since podcasts became a thing. I remember 10 years ago, podcasts were boring. Nobody listened to them, whatever.
I admit it wasn't as popular. I still listened to podcasts back in those days, though.
Even I have a podcast that was made 10 years ago and is still on Apple Podcasts, and nobody watched those things or listened to them. Now you can see them on social media, you can see videos, you can see the people, blah, 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 blah. It's cool, right? Well, ever since that happened, here in the Dominican Republic, they've been posting a lot of age gap relationships, and people have been getting very famous and been getting a lot of money from promotional events and from hanging out and from showing up at clubs and hostings and being on social media and doing interviews based on these age gap relationships. There was this gentleman here in the country named Pajita Tox. If you don't know Spanish, Pajita means nut. Tox means toxic. Imagine being an 80-year-old man with your name being Pajita Tox. Toxic jizz. Really? Anyway, he got with
That is an interesting
a
name.
young girl. I think she was 18, 19 years old. He married her, the whole nine, used her, ran her through everywhere, and then decided that he was going to leave to the U.S., divorce her without her knowing, move all of his assets into his son's name and leave her screwed. I mean, listen, the point is, he should have never been with her in the first place. The pueblo should have never been applauding this, right? But this is not new.
You're right. It's not new.
It isn't.
And, wait, you weren't talking about this? But well, you tell me what you was talking about, because I thought you were
She said it was Colombia or whatever it was. I thought we were talking about that one.
talking about this, but women are never talking about what you're talking about.
No.
I'll never understand why men always have to look at another female in front of you. Why?
I mean, do I have to close my eyes every time a woman walks by?
What are you looking at that I don't have? Because I got everything she got.
No, you don't have the will to do everything that I want you to do. You'll do some of what I ask you to do if you can, and you barely want to do that. Meanwhile, she's willing to take up the extra shifts. You don't want to do this? She likes doing that. You don't feel like doing this? She's willing to do that. What don't you get about that? No. You
The doing something because you're kind of forced to because you're in a relationship, and then doing something because you enjoy it and want to. Totally different things.
do get it. You just don't give a fuck. And that's what she has that you don't have. She gives a fuck
Fucks.
about the
Lots
stuff
of
you
it.
don't give a fuck about. And you give a fuck about the stuff she don't give a fuck about. Meanwhile, I make both of y'all feel like I give a fuck about what y'all give a fuck about. I really don't care about none of it. But y'all don't know that.
Well, hell,
True.
I guess I never looked at it like that before.
That sounds about right.
Why you with me then?
I mean, the amount that we have to pretend to give fucks about is a lot.
You want to go look at the hoe? Then go be with the hoe.
Well, don't say that, because she came around with the hope that I would leave you for her. And then what's even more messed up about that is she don't care that
You just played into her games.
another girl comes around. In fact, she's got a few in mind herself. So What is you really trying to do? Because we don't live together. Did you forget that part of the whole arrangement? Play the song for this delusional lady right fast. Girl, I hope you know you only here for a visit. So you better hush your lips.
Adonis, is this you singing, bro?
My house is the got neighbors, baby, neighbors, baby. Girl, I hope you know you only here for a visit. So you better hush your lips. Cause my house is the got neighbors, baby, neighbors, baby.
And it's not about being insecure. It's about respect. Respect me. Because you wouldn't like if I'm checking out dick prints left and right. Because you know those gray sweatpants. If you know what I'm talking about. Because I
not very many people wear gray sweatpants.
could do it too. Oh,
But there's plenty of women with their boobs out.
you wouldn't like it, right?
No, I'm saying go out and get them, Tiger. Because here's the thing about yourself and myself. And I'm not trying to be a jerk when I say this.
You're rapidly declining in value, all the values that the guy seeks. And for that very reason, you should try your best to lock in a guy. Marriage is primarily for the female. And the reason you're subconsciously angry that guys want younger women is because you know you won't be young forever. And you want to have a hot girl summer, not realizing that shit is really limited. You better lock in a guy before you turn 24, because after that, low key, people ain't checking for you. It's a wrap.
Younger women don't just date older men for their money. I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself. And people are always asking, what is it about an older man? What do you like about an older man? And I'm here to tell you, they usually have more traditional values and roles, and so chivalry is real. They make women feel special and loved and adored in a way that I personally have never seen a guy my age.
I admit they are the older gentlemen of like the millennial, not millennials, I'm millennial. The boomers and before then are a little bit more on the simp side of things, just because they were nicer men, especially when it came to women.
Or even 5 years older do. Hopefully they are already established. If they're like 20 years older than me, I would at least hope that they are established in life. And so yes, usually they are, and so that is attractive. And before you jump down my throat and say I'm a gold digger, it's not about that. It's sexy when a man is motivated, driven.
I can see it. I can see the gold digging side of things, and I can see this side of things. I can see it.
Successful when he has his shit together. I think it's really sexy when a guy has his house, car, or cars even, and he already has his life. Like, he has his routine. You know, he gets up, he goes to work, he works out early, he's up early. I just love a guy that cooks for himself. A guy that I don't have to take care of. It's so attractive when a guy wants to take care of me. An older man can hit all of my love languages in ways that younger men just haven't, in my experience.
Still, the more she is talking, the more it seems to be describing just luxury goods and material goods.
I'm attracted to a man that leads, and I don't have to train and teach how to act. I've done that my whole life with guys in relationships, and it's exhausting, and I'm done. I truly just have no desire to do it anymore. I don't want to have to mold someone. I just want someone who is already who they are and established in who they are and knows who they are and knows what they want. I'm not trying to deal with someone who's trying to find their way still. Usually the older, the more experience they have in relationships, which means trial and error. They've already overcome mistakes. They've gone through failed relationships, and they kind of learn what they should do or shouldn't do this time. Obviously, this doesn't apply to everybody, but most of the time, men have had several relationships the older they get. I personally love a divorced man with kids. Because he's already been through it. He already knows. It's not his first rodeo. Usually the older, the more emotionally intelligent.
See all the things she's talking about? This is why women project all of this onto single mothers. They're more experienced. They understand where they're at. They know what they want. Yeah, but men aren't attracted to the same things.
Intelligent they are, and that is hands down the most important thing in a relationship to me. At this stage of my life, again, we all change, but I'm at a point now where I care more about emotional intelligence than looks, than money, than anything. I'm also looking to find,
As much as she says that, we all know it's still some bull because money matters.
the man of my children, father of my children. And so if he already has children, usually he knows how to act around kids. He knows how to adjust life to being a dad. Personally, I think it's better to date a guy who already has experienced children because you already know right off the bat how he is as a dad and if he's a good dad or not. When you're having someone's first child, you have no idea how that person's going to be as a parent. So if you've already seen him and dated him for a while,
you can kind of guess, girl. Just because you've never seen him as a parent doesn't mean you don't know he's going to be a good parent or not. You can see if he talks about wanting to be a father, talks about, fatherly things and taking care of things. There's signs of men being good fathers.
See how he is to his children.
But my bad, you guys only know the signs to make single mothers.
It's just a good way to interview them to see if they are going to be a good dad to your children. And now let's get to the fun stuff, like how the fact that older men just love to be down there way longer and way more often than any guy my age or even 5 years older. They just, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but especially if you're a younger woman, they literally worship your body. I'm not even kidding.
I can see that because older men just enjoy youth and fertility from women, and we enjoy it so much that I can see them somewhat reveling in your body.
On you, they are givers. And honestly, most guys my age, they're just receivers. They just want to lay back and receive. And I'm telling you, I feel like the older generations are more dominant, more alpha, more masculine. And these younger generation of guys are just more feminine.
So I showed 3 of them because it's legit 3 of them that got their eye on me. And not that I'm looking for anybody, but, I am a looker. You say I'm looking for them. They're looking at me. I'm just doing my thing. So I thought I would run this past you to see if we could negotiate, come to some type of conclusion. Or if you want to move on amicably, I have no problem with that either. But I'm really not trying to be a jerk. I'm trying to, I'd like to stay with you. But if those are your terms...
You do what you gotta do, I do what I gotta do.
Stop looking at other hoes in front of your girlfriend.
Wait. You don't even...
Did you just say other hoes? I have to look at this particular hoe? I can't look at the other ones?
Have a man you lonely, bitch?
I don't have issues with age. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all right for people in the hood to think I'm a grown man, because I am. Right. And I conduct myself like a grown man. I'm not out here trying to pretend to be a teenager, and because it's not necessary. That's not going to make me any cooler. In fact, it'll just make me fake.
Feminism destroyed America.
Why you say that?
Because feminism was the white woman's fight with her man. Her man treated her like that. The black woman wasn't getting treated like the white woman. The black woman's relationship mindset was distorted in the 80s with soap operas. That fantasy bullshit they grew up watching. It's certain time from 12 to 3, if your mother was into soap operas, you just like the kids who at home with their mama who watched Jerry and Maury and take in that shit. The black woman joined the fight that wasn't hers with feminism. Women's suffrage was the white woman's fight, not the black woman. We still didn't have no rights.
According to Gemini, which is Google's AI, the suffrage movement started in the 1820s. And if you're keeping score, they didn't stop legal human trafficking until 1865. So like Charleston said, we still didn't have no rights. If you want to move ahead a little bit to the 1920s, still didn't have no rights. Well, everybody, even Asians, didn't have rights that everybody...
True. I mean, kind of. I mean, it's part of history. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a white country and we are not white. So it kind of makes sense that we didn't have the same privileges as the people that built the country. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but if you were to go to Japan, do you think Japanese people have more rights than you? Hell yeah, they do. It's their country.
Else had until 1965. Oh, sorry, 1975. 1965 is when they put it on the books. 1975 is when they actually put it into practice. Anyway, continue, Charlie.
At the same time, while we were joining their fight.
Yeah. So
shit, it's still like that to this day.
That's what I'm talking about. The black woman got her own struggle in her own fight, separately from anybody in the world with her man. No other group of men have been done like the black men have.
Well, not in modern history. I mean, you'd have to go back to antiquities, probably. I'm assuming, before you found something like that. But you know, this
I think, Trojans were something like this.
Keep going though.
So
and now to see white women preferring black men over their own men, which decreases the amount of men that's made available for
because nobody is more loving in a male atmosphere than a black man.
Explain.
The Mexican is a male chauvinist. He's the Latin lover is abusive male. The Arab is abusive male. They're not loving, they're not charming, they're not affectionate. The black man is.
I can see where he's pulling those things from.
That's why we're slick talkers. That's why we're good liars and can get a woman just lying with that bullshit. So feminism are angry women.
I mean, that's not the greatest thing to be proud of, Charles, that we are slick talkers and liars.
Who think they're equal to men and want the same equal rights as men until it's time to be a woman. No female and male species in nature are equal.
Nope.
No animal, no beast. So what make in the design of male and female were never to be equal. That's why our muscles, our shoulders are separated from you guys. So that's why we were never designed to be equal. So if you want to be equal, go play NFL football.
I'm not doing
That's what I'm. Go let Ray Lewis. Let's go try to tackle Stephon Diggs.
They don't want to do that. They'd rather talk like this lady.
I'm convinced that the key to success is to detach from men and focus on yourself. And can't nobody tell me otherwise.
Nobody's trying to tell you otherwise, which is why you don't have a man and you're talking to your social media followers who's a bunch of lonely, bitter, angry women like yourself. I'm talking to my audience.
Shout out to Adonis. I didn't realize he was a singer, giving us that wonderful song earlier in the clips. Shout outs to my man and his wife. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.